Hello, friends. You're invited to live your spirit consciously and authentically. Most people aren't living with intention. They're running old childhood patterns. You may experience fear, stress, anxiety, or even chronic pain that doesn't fully go away. This is where emotional intelligence becomes power and freedom. Welcome to Living Your Spirit with Anthony. In each episode, we explore moving through emotional pain, living more authentically, and stepping outside the old matrix of fear and stepping into conscious living. What did you think yesterday? And what is happening in your life today? Hello, friends. This is Anthony. This is Living Your Spirit, and this is Freedom Friday, number 7. So when I say think about what you were thinking about yesterday, and then where are you today, it means I'm asking you to map together your thoughts and your reality. So what were you thinking yesterday? Were you thinking good thoughts, happy thoughts? Were you worried about something? Were you fearing an argument? Were you thinking something might not go well? Or someone might not be a way that you expected them or wanted them to be? And then, what's happening today? Are the things that you thought about yesterday, or the day before, or last week, starting to show up in your life? If you opened your mailbox and you pulled out mail and you looked at everything and you thought, I always get bills, did you get a few more bills the next day or the following week? When you thought your boss was going to be really good to you, maybe give you a promotion, maybe give you a raise, did you get a promotion? Did you get a raise? Did you get a compliment? Did you get a job well done? Or did you get called out in a meeting? Recognized for what you do? So here's kind of what I'm saying. Do. Write down the things that you're thinking about, or just make a mental note. And then check and see how your day goes. Check and see how the next day goes. Check and see how the weekend and the following week goes. And then you learn to look back at things and say, when I was thinking crappy thoughts, reality showed me crappy things in my life. When I thought better thoughts, thoughts of joy, happiness, abundance, love, connection, I actually started to see those things show up in my life. And that's the goal here. I want you to learn how to do that so that you understand, yes, it's real, and yes, it works. And most of us, including myself, have been living our lives backwards or incorrectly because we forgot. And why did we forget? Well, parents, teachers, caregivers, adults. You can't have this, you can't have that. You're never going to be anything. You're not smart enough. You're not thin enough. You're not athletic enough. The list goes on with things that people said to us when we were young, and they kind of stuck. They kind of made us feel like maybe that's true. So if you hear something like, you're not smart, or you're a loser, and you're only 3 years old, 5 years old, that kind of sticks in your brain. And if you hear that from multiple people or multiple times, or even if you don't hear it, but people do something that kind of makes you get that feeling, that also sticks in your brain, that sticks in your mind, and it controls how you live as you get older. You have that thing running under the surface that says, I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not thin enough or athletic enough or muscular enough or good looking enough or whatever it is. Like I've said in previous episodes, those are the tapes that run, and those tapes deny us the power that we have to use our minds to actually get the things that we really want. We're basically using our minds to get all the things we don't want. People break up with us. Marriages fail. We don't get the house. We don't get the car. Or we get the car breaks down. The car is a lemon. Our children don't act the way we want them to act. Our boss doesn't treat us the way we want to be treated. We didn't get the job. And again, the list goes on and on and on. So we have to think about what we're thinking about. We have to think about who we are being, and how we're living our lives. We have to think about how we're getting out of bed each day and what we're thinking. Do you wake up excited and wondering how many great things life is going to show you today? Or do you wake up dreading getting out of bed because you don't like your job and you don't like your boss and you don't want to take the kids to school and you don't like that your husband is out of a job and you don't like that your neighbors just got a new car but you're low on money? Two different ways of thinking, two different ways of feeling, and certainly two different realities to live in. There's a previous episode where I said, did you ever notice how you get up late, you're angry, you're pissed off, and then that kind of starts like a domino effect. Maybe the coffee maker doesn't work, and now the hot water is really not hot water, and then the car takes a long time to start, and then there's traffic, and yada yada. Versus waking up on time, you're excited, you're ready to go to work, you have a really great outfit, you stop and you get your coffee, there's no traffic, all the lights are green, and maybe you get recognized by your boss or a coworker. Completely different type of day. Same person, same life, different type of day. All based on thinking and feeling. So, what I'm asking you to do this weekend is look at how you're thinking, look at how you're feeling, and map that back to things that are actually happening in your life. If you broke up or you had a relationship end, what were you thinking in the days, the weeks, and the months prior to that happening? Or if you got proposed to, what were you thinking the days, weeks, and months prior to that proposal? If you got a new job, what were you thinking days, weeks, and months prior to getting the job? And just go through the list and do that with everything. How is your physical health? How are your finances? How are your relationships? What are you doing? How are you feeling socially? What kinds of things are happening in your life, in your career, in your job, with your children? And how are you thinking about it? Are your children always causing problems for you? How do you feel about that? How do you think about that? And how do you keep that going versus changing what you're thinking and feeling about your children and the situation and watching that reality unfold and basically getting something you want versus something that you don't want. Friends, that is living your spirit. So think about yesterday and look at today. And make the comparison. Map back. Look at the good thoughts, look at the bad thoughts, and look at the things that are happening in your life that are good and the things that you like, love, appreciate versus the things that you don't like, don't want, despise, want to change. Once you get in the habit of doing that, you'll understand how this all works. And it'll be much easier for you to do going forward. Have a question? Send me a text message in fan mail in the show notes. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next Friday. Hello, friends. Do you have a question about something you heard in this episode? Or do you have your own personal story that you would like to share with the audience? Please go to the show notes and click on Fan Mail to send me a text message. I'll be sure to feature your question in an upcoming episode or contact you so that you can be a guest. If you would like to join the 5-Day Clarity Challenge, please go to CoachAJ.com and click on the pop-up box that shows up as soon as you hit the website. Thanks for listening. We'll connect really soon.